Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today's violin lesson will be on the Wohlfahrt Etude number 16 in Opus 45. This is a short piece. I recommend that you start a bow because the phrasing seems to work that way. You can try both ways, but this versus, see, I mean, it's doable both ways, but I just feel you have to have feelings. You have to be engaged in what you're doing on playing, especially playing an instrument like a violin. The more engaged you are, the more involved you are, the more you'll feel stuff. This is, and then, see, making these crescendos verses. It's nice, but I don't feel my heart is involved the same. So think about that. Whatever decision you make, let your heart be part of the decision-making process. Okay, so in this piece, we've got in the left hand, we've got some little sliding. Again, we don't want to hear, we don't want that sound. We've got to somehow or another camouflage it, so you don't even notice it. I just lighten my bow stroke just a tiny bit while I'm making that move, and it helps to camouflage the shift. Notice it from a bow standpoint there. Notice from the bow standpoint that I brought my bow closer to the frog on the second one. Now here we go. See, very expressive, using that up and down in the elbow. See, here's another nice aspect of starting up bow. We can make the diminuendo on a down bow. You might also notice I'm playing this piece, I'm in no hurry. I'm just, it's moderato, that justifies the tempo. You can go any speed you want, but I don't want to rush over that dotted half note. See, as I'm doing those dotted half notes, I'm not counting in my head. I'm not going 1, 2, 3. I'm just feeling the pulse, the life of the music. This is a 1, 2, 3. No, it's not like that. It's just I'm feeling. It's almost like a heartbeat. Obviously it's not my heartbeat, but we need to have that kind of a feeling of pulse. You want to have the feeling, well, what else could it be? That's the only way to do it, right? Sometimes when I'm listening to a student who's not as engaged, you'll hear and because as I'm listening, I'm trying to feel the pulse immediately. I want to feel what the player's saying. See, that gives the dotted half note life of its own, and it's beautiful all the way through this piece. That's what Mr. Genius Wohlfahrt, he's given us this practice, half notes alternating with eighth notes. So recognize what's going on. Okay, now as far as fingerings go, I've got a few changes for you. On the second line, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the sixth bar, we've come through a passage. Now here, this is that sixth bar, going to half position. In the music, and I figured, hey, let's take a chance and practice the half position. Those of you who are practicing in the Suzuki series, in the book 2, and the Beethoven minuet, same type of passage. Moving right to half position, and they come into first position. Here we've got And then immediately on the open A, come back to first position. So the fingering is 3, open, 1, 2, open, 3. That works fine. We have a similar passage on the third line in the third bar. We've just played this long E. Now we're shifting on this third bar. We're shifting back to half position. Let's stay in half position for the first 4 notes. Play the open A. Instead of what they have is... So you end up playing 3 1s in a row. That's it, forget it. That rarely happens that I ever play 3 notes in a row with one finger. It just doesn't work. Musically, technically. So I do 1 1 on the bow change, then I'm playing. See how really clean that is. So you play on the A sharp, 1, 2, 3, 2, open, shifting back to first position. Going ahead. Okay, now we're on the high G. What are we going to do with this? There's another one of these 1 1 1 1 fingerings. Forget it. Replace the 2 with the 3. So I go to half position, play the long G, and then half position. See how clean that is. It's a little scrunchy for the hand, 3 2 1 way down there. But then shift to first position. Very, very nice fingering. See, totally clean. Very clean there. Let's go ahead. Fourth line, fourth bar. We end up playing second finger G, first position. Now you got an A flat, G natural. So you got the second down, just play 4 3 2. Nice fingering. We don't use that kind of a fingering very often because it's kind of scrunchy. Now the key is, once you get the A, make sure the A flat is pretty close on there. That's fine. Going ahead. Yeah, there's no other fingering issues in the piece. 3 bars from the end of the piece, we have a passage. I've had issues with students forgetting that that's an F natural. It's not marked in the music. It should be notated in the music that it's an F natural because we have an F sharp in the previous bar. And there, of course, is Mr. Wohlfahrt doing his thing where you play F natural back, and then you have to reach up for the B natural. Just these little complexities. And then in the next bar, F natural again. It's a nice passage. F, B, F. Now as far as dynamics, quick overview of the dynamics. I start the piece piano. Making a crescendo, even on the down bow, it's doable. If you make sure you get your bow distribution so you're in the lower half. Now diminuendo back to piano. If you want to do a little rubato, why not? It's not going to hurt. Makes it more expressive. Okay, so then in the second line, the third bar, I make a crescendo. Let me make sure which way it comes. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This is a down bow. Okay, so we're going. See, that's just save bow here. And you can make something special out of it. Sure, it would be ideal to be doing an up bow on the crescendo, but this is a good example where we could practice. And then we're diminuendo again on the down bow. In line 3, have a crescendo going on. We want a crescendo going up there. Let me double check and see. Take just a moment. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. A nice thing to do is to go through your music and at the beginning of every line, put a bowing in, right? Whether it's an up bow or down bow, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, because I haven't done that. When I recorded this years and years and years ago, I just played it off and whatever. But if for teaching, it's awfully nice to have down, up, 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 down, up. Okay, so it took about 10 seconds to do that. So now, in line 3, this crescendo, see that one works nicely. And then we do the fingering shift. In line 4, the 3rd bar, I'm doing a crescendo basically over 2 bars. That works. And then on the last line, starting up bow, we have so another situation where I'm going to do a crescendo on a down bow. Now you say, well, what happens if I don't want a crescendo on a down bow? It's easy to split the bow. It's not a big deal. So I could easily split the first measure of the last line. And then maybe I want to make it up. Maybe not the first one. Let's say on the 3rd bar I put see, you can play around. You wanna change the bowing, change it there, and then either change it afterwards somewhere to make up for the change of bowing. For example, let's see, we've got this. This would be at the beginning. Let's just say I wanted to make some adjustment of the bowing. See, it's funny, if I split the 3rd bar, then I don't have to do the 2-2. I could play 1, 2, 3, change a bow, 3. See, that's another way that we can adjust things. I'll try the whole thing. Notice it changes the phrasing in the opening just a little bit to do that. So you see how we can make adjustments as we like. So there's another little bit of improvisational approach so you can make the piece your own. Make it more expressive. Always, these are wonderful little pieces that Wohlfahrt wrote and worthy of the attention. When I recorded this the first time, back 2007, I think it was, I played the whole series through, recorded it, and then I listened to the whole thing, and I went, not something just missing. I recorded the whole series, 1 to 60, a second time, still not satisfied. And then finally, by the 3rd time, I said, this is worth putting more effort in, putting more dynamics. They're wonderful pieces. By that time, the technique was okay. I figured out whatever there was to figure out on the violins I was playing at that time. But then I said, I gotta be more expressive. Even now, as I'm going through these today, I'm making them even more expressive, realizing the techniques are good, but we can do more, especially for you, for the students out there who want to get the maximum out of these wonderful pieces. Remember that there's this feeling, the saying, that if you practice a piece and play it as perfectly as possible, you're practicing the entire repertoire of violin and playing it, whether it's a Wohlfahrt Etude, whether it's the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto or a Beethoven Violin Concerto, whatever the greatest, or quartets, the late quartets of Beethoven. All these techniques you could use to make them more expressive. It gets really fun if you're playing in a quartet, because then there's 4 of you and you can all have that same involvement. Okay, thanks for listening. Have a great day.